then we can talk about how much we hate Rosie.
I can still hear you.
Exactly.
I know.
Well, welcome everybody to episode 21 of the Sunday Party of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. This is, as I said, the Sunday Party, as yet without a name, because they keep wanting to be called things like the Friends, and it keeps getting rebuffed by the few regular members of the party. And curse! I love that the first thing we're starting on is Needles farting and wandering down to the bar. Well, I will give you a very quick recap of all the things that have happened. A lot of our party was knocked unconscious by a person who decided to kill their new vampire friends. Those who remained being Enna and Ariel and their new friend Frumpkin, who was very furry but very friendly, led them to go and find Ariel's palace. They had to fight their way through lots of thickets and vines, and they made a new mysterious hooded friend called Cypher in their doing it, but they managed to get him his palace back. And it has many floors, many rooms, many amenities, and it's very exciting for anyone who can fit inside, only Ariel, however. To round the day off, they decided to let their friend Frumpkin pull a card from the deck. However, he pulled the wish card, and he has got 3 wishes, one of which he used to get himself endless free alcohol at any establishment he visits. One he gave to Ariel as a thank you, which Ariel used to bring him his fiancee. His name is Zephyr Gigglesgrove, and she is bubbly and bouncy and very giggly, and I'm sure everyone will love her, especially Cass. And then he danced away, clicking his heels and playing his panpipes, trying to decide what on earth to do with the third wish. You guys were zapped back by Cypher, who then went off on a little mission of his own and will probably return to see you later, under the ominous saying that he has been watching you for some time. Your friends were all unconscious upstairs, so those of you who were off adventuring decided that you would also have a little nap, and you have all awoken this morning refreshed with the summer breeze drifting in off the waters of the ocean, and you are in Port Lothieu on the southeastern coast of Risha. So it is the morning. Needles is farting and wandering down to the bar. What would everyone else like to do?
Rosie, is it a bright day or is it a gloomy day?
It's Risha, I'm afraid, so it's fairly sunny.
Okay, I guess first of all, like, what the hell happened? Why are we on this table?
Arissa was totally spooning Cass.
And she pushes Arissa off. What are you doing? Disgusting squishing.
Oh, but you're so warm.
These are reptiles. He would not be warm.
Arissa just kind of grumbles and rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Did Cass lose her parasol? Rose?
No, you can still have your parasol if you would like. You'll need it.
Is anyone else awake who would explain what happened? Or are you always out?
By the sound of it, Ariel is downstairs sitting with a new pixie who you haven't seen before. And Needles is awake. You don't know how helpful he will be, but he's awake too.
When you want to go from there.
Were we at a table or were we on actually a bed? What were we?
You were in a bedroom, all piled up on a double bed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Arissa can fall off the bed if you like.
Just thud. Ow.
Any of you who understand Sylvan or catch him referring to her in common, Ariel is referring to Zephyr as his princess instead of by her name.
Excellent. I do speak Sylvan, so I understand every word, and that's it. Sorry.
Shit, so you casually hear Errol talking about how often he saved the party, mentioning things where, he was saved instead and such.
Yeah.
but all with him being the hero and such.
Yeah, I hear every embarrassing word.
Nice. So I guess once Cass finds out, none of the people in the room know what happened last time, right? So Belgrath and Arisa know what happened, obviously.
Belgrath and Arisa were knocked unconscious with you, but you wouldn't
Okay.
necessarily know that yet.
Okay, so then Cass would be down and marching up to Ariel, question Ariel. So what the hell happened? What happened to the Dragonborn who was attacking our friend?
He luckily had to leave.
Leave. Do you know where he was from or what his name was?
No, not really, actually.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't busy getting to know him. I was trying to survive. To which he looks at Zephyr behind him, and he'll just go, I mean, I was saving them.
Saving who exactly?
Is that going to be in Sylvan?
Yes.
Oh,
Belgrath's
okay.
just going to start chuckling.
Okay. I'm gonna start calling her the princess now. The princess will giggle.
Rosie, please never do that again.
I'm sorry, I just double checked how I did her voice last time. She giggles at the end of every sentence. It's in my notes.
Well, that's just,
Who
that is
the hell is the
Enjoy.
Giggly Skang? Who the hell is that Giggly Skang?
Do you say giggly skank?
Yeah.
Okay, there's only one sensible reaction to that.
Oh,
Yeah. Are we going into combat?
Not necessarily.
quickly.
Let me quickly check what that spell did. Not that one. I use Voice of Shadow, which is a spell that functions as the spell command. To make Cass walk away, basically.
Okay, so I use
I'm
counterspell.
tempted to counterspell it now, just to be a dick.
What level would you counterspell it?
Well, anything of level 3 or below is immediately dispelled.
Oh, damn it.
But that's the thing. I've only got 2 level 3 spell slots, so I'm just like, do I waste one now and for the laugh, or do I just let it? I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide this time, just because it's. I feel like I'd regret it later if I did.
If you were out of spell slots at some point in combat.
If only I had a level 3 spell I could use now. Well, that's shit.
You know what? Instead of casting command, I'll do something else.
Now go cast command, dude. I'm not going to stop you.
No, but there's something that's more in character for Errol.
Oh, all right. Go for it.
He'd started to raid in Sylvan about how Cass should never dare to talk about his princess like that again. But all of it in Sylvan.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
then Cass would
if that's in Sylvan, could you repeat that? I didn't hear it.
So in Sylvan, he'd be like, "Don't you ever dare talk about my princess like that again. I will gouge your eyes out and use them as trophies in my new palace."
Okay, Belgrath's just going to give a.
Cass raises an eyebrow and goes, "What the hell is he shouting about?"
What was
Sorry,
that?
can you repeat that? You kept cutting out there, Sophie. I didn't hear it.
So it was, what the hell is he shouting about, the crazy little thing?
He said no.
You are an awesome translator.
Who this Pixie was pointing at the one.
Little side note, by the way, that after saying that, Errol will now not be able to speak common to Kes for like several hours.
Not to want to hear him talk to her.
Fuck me. Why?
Oh dear.
I will point out that was with a like finger, not the whole hand.
Yep, that's okay. That's okay. I shall just roll myself now.
You roll yourself.
Oh my.
What
Do a
damage?
barrel roll.
Do the roll!
Do a barrel roll.
Do the roar.
Do an arrow roll.
It's okay, I'm going to use my new dice with skulls on them.
That's not obvious.
Ooh, okay.
Wait, new dice? How can you possibly have new dice?
Well, they're
You're
not new,
like a
they're new
degenerate.
because I haven't used them yet, because, you know, I need to find my Phoenix dice that I got from London MCM, but I can't find them. Oh well, I shall look for those later. Okay, so, Needles, you, Needles, shake your, oh, it's me rolling. You shake her by the finger, but you sort of shake her a little hard, and she sort of is holding on with both hands, and ends up getting sort of jiggled up and down in the air.
Would that pixie dust the table?
She wouldn't pixie dust the table enough. She has very good control of her pixie dust. But she does sort of sneeze a little bit. Achoo! And Needles, your finger sort of like starts to float up into the air of its own accord, like you're pointing, like you're saying, teacher, teacher, I have something to say. And you, for about 5 minutes, you can't pull it down.
Yes, Needle, what do you want to say?
There you go. I was trying to find a picture.
Amos. I think food's here.
Oh, food! In the
The
meantime,
Varric in me says, yay!
in the meantime, we will ignore Belgrath and Arissa for just a moment while they get their nom-noms. So, meanwhile, yes, Needles, you're sat with your finger pointing in the air. The princess, that's her name now, that's what her name is. The princess is sort of sat, smiling, sort of hovering in the air. She's got a little, like, thimble full of drink that she's sipping. Ariel and Kes, you are sat there too. So, you guys currently are aware, in fact, I will say that you can have procured a map. And I believe it is pinned, but I can give it to you again because I'm very, very nice sometimes. And I will resend le map. Oh god, no. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I will resend you the map. So you guys look at the map, and where you need to be going is you need to be cutting through the Forest of Coia, which gets you up towards Templar, which is where you need to be going, because that is where you have been required to go to Bothwell School of Spell. I can't spell wizardry. Bothwell School of Wizardry.
Because obviously it's Mog.
Obviously. So I'll also give you the zoomed in version too. Which is the Risha. Oh my god, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Here we go. The map of Risha. Should be uploading soon. Risha close, there you go. Alright, so, Risha, you guys at the bottom on the southeast, you have landed Port Lothiu. You need to go up past Arato Man, through the Forest of Coia, and make your way to Templar, as you guys have a look at that. So, you guys, over to you guys walks Rupa, the very beautiful landlady, and I will need everybody to do a charisma save, please.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, charisma.
But wait, is it what race is the tavern
You are not
lady?
sure. She looks human, but very beautiful.
But it's a squishling, so
Oh, bloody hell. Okay, I got 12.
18.
I like the clear difference Errol has now that he's met, now that his fiancée is here as well.
Okay. Oh, so do I then. In which case I've got 10, got 15.
Okay, so Needles, you are listening to the little pixie girl intently. She is mostly speaking Sylvan, so you're just sort of nodding along, thinking you understand when you don't. She's sort of jabbering, and you don't quite catch everything. Errol, you are transfixed by your princess, and nothing can possibly distract you at all.
Rosie,
yes?
do I get advantage if it's not a dragon?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm being very nice.
That was good, because my first roll was a natural one.
Because I'm being very nice right now.
You could join that one club with Needles.
And it's not anymore, it's 26 now.
Belgarath, this lady catches your attention, and you have a little bit of drool just sort of collecting in the side of your mouth, but you manage to catch it and wipe it away. Orissa, damn, this woman is fine, but you're not, like, engrossed with her or anything. You're just thinking, damn, this woman fine. And Kez, you're thinking, wow, this squishling is shiny. Rupa gives you a look of complete understanding as she looks at the princess as well, and sort of nods. Hi, Varric. Errol. Nice to see you again. So what happens when you don't change your name?
On it.
And who's your large friend? She looks over at Needles now. Hello. Needles is silent.
Needles appears to be having an embolism.
Oh my god, he's close to me.
So he's gonna just look at the strange lady.
Yeah. No, I'll be boy.
Well, I do like a nice, big, strong man. So, she peers over at the map. Ah, going to go adventuring through Coia, are you?
It does seem like it.
Yes. Well, I can give you some handy pointers if you would like. There are 3 major paths going through Coia once you've got to the southern edge. There is the blue path, which is possibly the safest, but it'll take you the longest. It's quite a long way. It's a long way. It's pretty, but it's long. It'll take you about a week. Goes right around the edge, you see. You've got the yellow path, which is the least travelled, and I would say would take you around 4 to 5 days. That is built of an interesting network, I believe. Paths through the trees, rooftop canopies and things, but it may have fallen into a state of disrepair. So you may find it tricky, but you may find it quite easy as well. Keep you off the forest floor, should you wish to avoid camping too much. And then there's the red path. Fastest, quickest, will get you out to the other side, but it does take you through some slightly interesting parts of the forest that you may wish to avoid.
And by interesting, I assume you mean most dangerous.
Well, having never traversed them myself, I couldn't say, but I've heard of more than one party who left with 5 and came back with 2. The yellow one will take about 4 to 5 days, and the red one is the fastest, and that'll take you about 3.
Okay.
And the yellow one is the least travelled, and it's supposed to be built into the very treetops themselves. So it's almost like one of those go-ape places where you walk from tree to tree on little branches and wooden platforms and things. But it's not used very often, so they don't know what state of repair it's in, or upkeep it's in.
Needle's strongest there is.
I'm sure you are, but don't forget, Needles, you can't be strong enough for everybody. You have other members of your party who need to take care of themselves too. We wouldn't want too many scars on that beautiful face.
Well, clearly, we just have people who are not strong enough. Long way. I'm sure we will find on the fast way. Let's get this done quickly.
I kind of agree with the scale back. Sooner we're through, the sooner it's over.
Yeah, why not?
So the group consensus is...
What are we doing?
Picking,
You are... No, that suits Arissa
was that
perfectly fine.
Jean or was that Arissa?
Yeah.
You are
Went downstairs.
choosing your path through the Forest of Coia.
We're picking which path we take through the forest. Basically, there's...
Where are we going?
The Forest of Coia. It's rather large, and you have to get through it to get to Templar, which is where the Bothwell School of Wizardry is, which is where you're going to find the very, very special person who supposedly is the strongest and most magical person ever, who can potentially be the next vessel. You've got 3
Which
paths
is why
to
we're in
choose
this friggin'
from.
country.
You've got the blue path, which is the safest but the longest. So the long way is pretty, but it'll take you about a week. The yellow one, which is the least travelled, it might be dangerous because it's platforms built into the treetops and they're not sure what state of disrepair it's in, and that'll take you about 4 to 5 days. And the red one is the fastest, but potentially the most dangerous. It takes you through the most creatures' habitats, and you could potentially get into a bit of a pickle, and that will take you about 3 days.
We're all saying red.
Oh, fun.
Zephyr will say, yes, of course, I will go find lots of people and they can come and live in all the houses again. It'll be so fun. And she'll give you a kiss on the cheek. And she'll zoom off. And she'll go off and do that.
Arissa will
Awesome.
just look at her, go, she's adorable.
Kest is thinking that she will die first, but she will be good bait.
And that's the fundamental difference between Arissa and Cass.
We have 2 types of people in this world. Sorry, Glenn, I just got your message.
I mean,
and the answer
You're
is
either an
yes.
Arissa or you live long enough to be a Kest.
So, I will say, for the sake of, Enna's not here, but she still has the remains of the Babylon candle, and what this can do for you is, if you all touch it at the same time, and the person who's holding it, which would be Enna, who's holding the base of it, if she then thinks about where you guys want to go, she could fast travel you to the edge of the Forest of Coia, and then you could start from there.
Why can't we fast travel to the...
That's a good point, actually. Why don't we just use the Babylon candle to take us straight to the school?
Because it can't go that far.
Well, that's strangely convenient to the plot.
You've only got about
Because
an
the
inch
DM
of
has put up
candle
many,
left.
many adventures.
You've only got about an inch of candle left.
So, yeah, okay. Well, I'd say my vote then is to use the candle, take us straight to the forest edge.
To be fair, like out of game, wouldn't it be up to Anna to see if she wants to blow it on this?
I will message her and see.
Bum bum bum.
Although DM can always provide her with a substitute item should she get upset that she's lost it.
Fair.
Because the almighty DM is mighty and power mad. So, I mean, if she says no, potentially you could use like a little bit of it. Or I'll give her something else. It's fine. She's seen it. She's going to reply. It's going to be amazing. So if you guys did that, if not, I mean, potentially I could just skip past you guys traveling there. So we could do that as well. Because basically the walk there isn't going to be very exciting. She says go for it. We can do it.
Ah, nice.
Most excellent. So, is there anything you guys would like to do before you set off on your magnificent, marvellous journey?
Well, I kind of want... Well, we can't really identify magical items, but can we find people who can identify them for us, or can we identify them?
Your best bet for that would probably be Templar, which is where all the magic is and all the people for that. You're currently in a sort of very small, like pirate inhabited, essentially dock town. So there's not really much here.
Okay, so and we are going to Templar now, or?
You're going to Templar, but to get there you have to go through the Forest of Coia.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, in terms of magical items, that's probably your best bet because it is literally the city of magic. And Needles, Rupert will look at you, smile, and say, "Oh no, I have to stay here, keep the customers happy. What would they say if I left with you? Thank you for the invite, though. I'll keep you close to my heart until you return."
Oh.
Is that a jealous Belgrath?
No, it's a mocking Belgrath.
Jealous Belgrath, but who does he fancy? Does he fancy Rupert or Needles? Dun dun dun!
No, Neil.
Stop trying to insert your fanfic.
Canon.
No, but
DM
Belgrath still misses Pug too much to actually
Oh, yeah.
fall in love with this one.
I forgot about the pug bomb holding incident. It's all come flooding back.
Belgrath hasn't. He brings back every month.
That's why he
It
sleeps
haunts me.
quietly on his own in the corner, sobbing, remembering. Okay.
Which one?
Pick one.
Okay, so Cass wants, while they are there, before they set out, Cass wants to try on Batman mask Google or something. And, well, she's concerned about all the sunlight, and she's kind of hoping they will help. So she will just put them on.
Oh, okay.
Suddenly she transforms into a bat.
Let me just check. I've got my notes on those. Man, you got those a while ago.
Yeah.
That's okay.
She should have tried them out sooner, to be honest.
Yeah, but then sometimes if you try things on and you don't know what they do, it could be so terribly bad.
I know, but she just got them out. They look black enough, so she's hoping they will help with the light.
Well, they may well do. Where's my guide gone? Oof. Oh, let's get it. I don't know what they do, but I need to check that I've got the right stats. Here we go. Alrighty. So, Cass puts on some very interesting goggles. They are, like she said, like Batman-y goggles. Not that makes sense to you guys, but so that you, in the present, can understand.
What is a Batman?
It is like a man that is also a bat. That doesn't sound remotely scary.
So, vampire.
How does a bat become a man? Does he want fruit or blood?
It's signed Batman, and then that's crossed out and it says Bruce Wayne, and that's crossed out and it says Batman. Oh, jeepers, what does he want? Oh no, copyright. So, anyway, so... yes, these goggles Cass pulls on, they are black and they've got tinted black eyes. They've got a pointed nose, points that go down the cheeks, and little flecks that come off, a bit like pointy ears that swoop around the side of her face. All completely black. Cass.
She sounds so edgy.
That's her look.
Yeah, sure, they look like that. The black crystal lenses fit over your eyes, and it does make the world a little bit darker to you, yes. That doesn't appear to be what they're for, though. You're going to have to wear them all day continuously to attune to them so you can tell what they do.
I mean, as long as they're helping the light, Cass is willing to try them.
Yeah, basically right now, you have got very fancy sunglasses. Like, ridiculously fancy sunglasses.
That sounds good enough for her, because, her eyes are sensitive.
Okay.
So it's a dragonborn with sunglasses.
Yeah, pretty much. Really, really, really ornate, fancy sunglasses. Arissa goes to reach for a pair of goggles on her head, but there aren't any. She pauses, confused. Huh? And starts worrying about dusting and looks around for a feather duster and gets very confused. Arissa, could you please roll me a Constitution save?
Constitution. Okay. 14.
14. Okay. When you stand up, you feel a little bit almost like seasick, reminiscent of when you were on the boat. But it fades after a little while. But anytime you sort of hiccup or take a deep breath, you feel a bit like, ugh.
Okay.
Alright, so, are you guys ready? You can, Anna takes you outside and holds out the candle. And you can all touch it with a finger. I don't know why I started talking like Jester then, but it's not stopping, so I'm going to have to stop. I'm going to stop. Okay. So, if you all touch the candle, Anna will think Forest of Coia. And you guys will all disappear, and everything around you, a really big finger pokes candle, poof, poof. With Rupa waving sexily to you from the doorway. Bye. You guys...
Oh my.
right next to each other, Needle's massive finger and Ariel's tiny, tiny little finger. You guys vanish, the world around you goes grey, and everything swells, and you hear rushing wind and black shadow, and then suddenly you all land on the edge of a huge, tall forest. The trees are made of silvery white bark, and the leaves are sort of red and dappled with lilac and purple and different colours. And it's quite well lit, even though the trees are very close together. The whole place seems to be lit with just a sort of natural light that emanates from the trees themselves. Quite closely knit, not all the same size. There's roots and trees running here, there, and everywhere. You can hear the sounds of creatures. And ahead of you, there is dirt and leaves and little specks of what looks like tiny jewels, sort of like gravel we would have now. And you can see some flecks of blue, some flecks of red, and some flecks of yellow. Which one would you like to follow? How well have you been listening? Which path are you following?
Well, the flecks of blue, flecks of red, and flecks of yellow.
Yes.
The red one.
Red one.
Okay.
Red rum.
Red one.
Red one. Red one. Okay.
Let's go on the red road.
We're not following that yellow brick road.
No, no one likes the yellow.
Yeah, brick road.
No, we
Oh,
turn our
really?
back on the yellow brick road.
We are better than the yellow. So you guys set off along the red speckled path. It's not a complete path, sort of like a gravel driveway would be. It's more sort of specks of little red gems dotted here and there across the path. And every time you move, they seem to sort of dart and move further away, like the path is continuously leading you. But you can't see the path when you look up to a mile ahead of you through the trees. You can't make out any more red specks. You can only see up to about 10 feet ahead of you, where the path seems to, in a much more tranquil version of the scene in Wallace and Gromit, where Gromit is desperately laying the train track before the train can run its course. It's a much more tranquil and peaceful version of that, where the path is being laid before your feet.
Okay.
Right, the will o' the wisps.
What gif are you
Right.
showing us now?
No, it didn't work. That's weird.
If you click on it, it works.
Yeah, that's weird. I'll delete the second.
Okay.
Definitely Dorothy.
Arista is Dorothy. Belgarath is the Tin Man. Okay. And
Why am I the
Needles
Tin
is
Man?
Owen. Who's the Scarecrow?
I meant the Scarecrow, sorry. For Belgrath.
Ah, because he doesn't like fire. No, he can't be the Scarecrow because he loves fire.
This is true.
I was thinking along the lines of it wanting a brain.
Oh.
It is Kes, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Possibly.
No, Kes
And
is
does
very
that make Varric the flying monkey?
I was going to suggest that Errol will be the flying monkey, mostly because of flying.
Yeah.
Of course, this all sounds totally fair and yes, 100%. So you guys push on through the trees. Sorry, you all went a bit echoey there for a second. You guys push onwards, following this path. Again, the light dapples through. It's bright, but not too bright. Cass, you've got your goggles on, so you're feeling alright. Everyone else, it's cool, but there's a nice warm breeze that drifts through. You can hear the squawking of different birds. You can hear rustling of creatures, but none of this alarms or frightens you. It all sounds almost inviting, and everything around it sounds quite happy and peaceful. You can't quite believe that this red path is supposed to lead you into danger, but then who knows? Different people's danger is different. Enna, as previously discussed before we began, is darting around behind you, trying to befriend any creature she comes across. Currently, you can't see any of them, and she's very disappointed, but she's currently running around.
See, I'm actually I'm confused by that, because I would have thought that Enna would be desperately trying to get at the gems so she could take them.
Well, currently she said that she would like to be distracted by the creatures trying to befriend them all. And the gems are like made of air, essentially. So it's like not a physical one. They sort of disappear and reappear. So she probably swipes at a couple, realises she can't pick them up, and then hears a sort of scuttling noise that could be an interesting type of beetle and runs off to try and befriend it.
Makes sense.
Could you all do me a perception check, please?
Nice.
Oh, bloody hell.
That's sounds
That
good.
one. I'm just going to walk into a tree or something, aren't I?
There you can walk into needles.
And just walk into it. And the rest
Join
of just goes,
Needles
I
in the
think
Nat 1 club, somebody.
Arisa ships everything.
it does. You just want everyone to be happy.
Aww, that's like the sweetest thing.
It's impossible to be happy in a relationship that is clearly not supposed to work.
That's why she will ship until she finds out UTP.
Needles has a look at the very interesting stone. Aris. Oh, I see. Aris. Okay. Needles bends down and picks up a very fancy stone that turns out to be a little creature with a stone on its back. The stone turns into 5 stone-like petals, and the creature flies out of your hand, surprising you, so that you don't notice Belgarath, who is currently staring around like, what the fuck, doof, and walks smack bang into Needle's bum, which is up in the air as you bent over. Belgarath, you take 3 points of damage for smacking Needles in the butt.
Bloody hell, how hard does he bench?
No, this is more along the lines of toxic damage.
His glutes are so hard that I actually took damage from walking into his ass.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Indeed. Arissa, you notice that the trees are swaying, but they're not all swaying in the same direction with the wind and the breeze. And Kess, you and probably Enna as well notice, and Ariel as well, you notice a white sort of sparkly shape moving through the trees just ahead of you.
Sparkling white.
Sparkling white shape, it's moving.
Could you?
Can we roll perception?
We just rolled perception for it, Kat.
You can do a second perception if you want to look at it more clearly.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll do a second perception as well then.
Okay, Cass, you see something. You see a sort of a wisp. You for a second think ghost, but you see it must be some sort of tail as this creature sort of moves quite fast through the trees. It seems to be there 1 minute and then not the next. Ariel, with your nat 20, you see a long flowing mane, a flowing tail, and 4 galloping hooves and a sharp pointed horn. You see the unicorn as it is trotting through the trees just ahead of you. It's off to the west a little way, and it's just ahead of you.
I'll take off straight after it.
Oh, Pixie's gone.
yeah, where the hell is he going?
He's heading off. He is still on the red path as they move forwards, and he's gone off a little way to the west. He's gone in the direction, those of you who saw something in the trees, he's gone in the direction of that. Those of you who didn't, he has just darted off through the trees. It's still light, you can still sort of see where he's going. You can follow him if you like. Currently, the red gems that are marking the path have sort of paused, and they're sort of hovering as if to sort of wait for you to follow them again.
Errol, come back! Well, I've done all I can do.
Seems like he just got sidetracked by something, like a ghost.
Belgraph,
Probably
you
saw
can do
something.
a persuasion check if you like.
Sorry?
Belgarath, you can try and do a persuasion if you want.
Yeah, right. Okay, persuasion is proficiency, so sweet. Okay, I got a 24.
Okay. Ariel, do you want to do an insight check?
That wouldn't even be necessary because the only way to block that would be with a net 20, and even then it would be a 21.
Okay, Belgarath, what do you say to try and call back the wayward pixie?
I don't know, something along the lines of, they said that this path was the most dangerous, so maybe straying away from the path isn't the smartest thing to do. Maybe just come back here, you daft Berg. Something along those lines.
Ariel, that makes quite a lot of sense to you.
Yeah, but is there no possibility that I can, yell back at him, but unicorn? And then just head towards the unicorn again?
Well, currently he has persuaded you that coming back is a very good idea. You can still tell him there's a unicorn, but you'll be on the way back if you do it.
Okay, I'll return to him, yell at him, there's a unicorn there, we should probably see what it's up to.
Did you not think that maybe the unicorn might be an illusion to tempt us away from the path into some sort of peril?
Arissa goes, unicorn?
Shut up.
Runs off.
Yeah, it's over there. I point Arissa in the direction of the unicorn.
Probably not where I was saying.
Oh no, you come back, you damn
You
human!
follow Arissa.
It's like having loads and loads and loads of toddlers.
God, it's like herding cats.
Rosie, can I
Yes.
please pixie dust Dalgrat so that I can, dragging him along after the unicorn?
Sure, you can pixie dust him. Belgarath, do a dexterity check.
Okay.
Is that
Is pixie
versus
dust
my
a spell?
dexterity? No, it's literally just wherever I hover, I shake pixie dust and then you float.
God dang it, right. Dexterity check it is. Bollocks. 10. 10 is what I got.
Do I roll my plus 11 dexterity against that?
I'm gonna say you don't need to. Belgarath, you have been pixie dusted, and so currently Arissa is running off in the direction that Ariel pointed. Needles is following Arissa. Ariel is following Needles and Arissa, and pixie dusting a Belgarath to go with. Cass, what are you doing?
Let me go! Let me go, you stupid pillock! You're gonna kill us all!
I think Cass goes first south, then follow them.
You're going to what then follow?
South?
Okay.
You know what? I'll drop the pixie dust after a while just so that he can walk on his own because it's tiring just shaking my booty wherever I go.
Okay.
But Cass is not very good with stealth right now. 12 stealth. So she's trying to skulk behind the party, and she's kind of...
She holds a leaf in front of her face.
Can you let me know when the pixie dust wears off or when he drops it?
Now.
Yes, now.
Okay, so I'm guessing I fall to the floor. I'm gonna
No, I'll fade it out so that you won't actually hurt yourself falling.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You
Although
still have that jar. You're terrifying.
Yeah, I'm still going to fling a small fireball in Errol's direction, not with the intent of actually hitting him, but just as I didn't appreciate that, you little git, sort of thing.
Okay, I won't make you roll for it. I will just say Errol as a little tiny fireball goes poof past you.
I'll give him a little nod going, thanks for missing.
Wait.
In this wonderful wood.
Oh, hey, doggo.
So, you guys come to a sort of clearing in the trees. It's a very odd forest. The trees are close together in places and then what seems like miles apart in others, but they almost seem to move and breathe and have a life of their own. You guys come to a little clearing, dappled with sunlight, but the leaves have stretched over the top, So you don't get to see all the way up to the sky. Oh, God. And you guys see, standing, radiant, pawing at the ground with one of its hooves and snorting a little as it looks around, is a bright, shiny, creamy white unicorn, and it's
Okay, if Errol's BRB, I'm just going to nip down and grab a drink.
Very well.
Okay.
Dit is very deadly.
Shiny.
Oh ja, ga er voor nu maar vanuit dat ik de wekker weer om 5:30 nodig heb en dat ik dips heb op de douche.
You what?
Perfect. Nou, halfjaar schat.
Oh, we get to play the game where we guess what he's saying again.
Is it Space Vegans again?
I'm back.
Oh man, we're going to play the Space Vegans game again.
God damn it, I muted the wrong Discord.
It was quite.
Sorry.
That's alright. So, you guys, you see in front of you a bright, shiny, white, sparkly unicorn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna pet it.
Stay as far away as possible.
I'm gonna pet it.
Okay. Arissa, do me an animal handling check.
Shit. I got a 2, -1. So not natural 1.
So you poke it in the eye instead of actually petting it.
No, I just trip on the way to it.
Does anybody... Oh no, I can't ask that. Never mind. Okay. Arissa, you go forwards with good intentions, with your your hand outstretched. Hi, good unicorn, that kind of thing. And it turns slow and haughty and looks at you with piercing grey eyes. And if unicorns could raise their eyebrows, this one would be doing it. And it sniffs you. And it sort of then rears back on its back legs and sort of tries to paw you away with its feet. And in your heads, you can all hear a sort of celestial voice, but it's speaking in common for you all to understand. And you can tell this is coming from the unicorn. And it says, "There is a touch of evil upon you. Get back, human."
What? Says Risha.
In and out of character.
No, out of character, I think I know.
Oh yeah. The unicorn comes back onto all fours and speaks again through to your minds. "There is a touch of evil upon all of you. What are you doing in this forest? This is no place for people touched by evil."
Is she asking?
Sure, the pixie can bow. Why not?
Is the unicorn asking me directly or just us in general?
Asking in general, but by all means answer. The group collective is being asked.
What are we being asked?
You're being asked why you're here.
I don't know, quite honestly, Unicorn. I was against coming here in the first place. I thought it was a bad idea, so...
Well, we are trying to make this world a better place. Says cats from very far away, not looking at the unicorn.
The unicorn looks at you, Cass.
She's not looking at the unicorn.
Cass is deliberately
right.
not making eye contact with the pretty creature. And the unicorn says that you can all hear, but it's directed at you. And the unicorn says, "Oh, the centaurs spoke of you earlier. I am sorry for your loss, child. But still, you should not be in this forest. I would hurry upon your way. Follow the red path, it is fastest."
Rosie cut out for me.
The unicorn said that Cass, the centaurs were speaking of you earlier, and she's sorry for your loss. But she says that this is still not the place for any of you, and you should follow the red path because it is fastest and get out.
That's what I said.
Right, then let's get back on the path and then get to... what was the name of that thing again?
Mockmole's School of Thingamajigger.
Mockmole's School of Wizardry.
Yes, there. Let's go there.
Okay, so if you want us to get out of the forest as fast as possible, what should we be careful of?
Well,
Talking to the unicorn, yeah.
You should probably be careful of any and everything. We don't have many evil creatures here, so you won't feel very at home, I'm afraid.
So what?
The unicorn says that there is nothing particularly evil in this forest, so none of you should feel at home here.
No, I don't feel at home. I want to leave. I was always behind leaving, so let's get back on the path and let's leave.
The unicorn trots off and disappears against some more trees.
So why the hell did we follow this four-legged useless creature?
Because pretty.
Really? Just because you thought it was pretty?
I didn't. I was dragged here against my will.
Erisa tries something.
These squishings are just terrible.
So you find your way
Right.
back, and the red sparkly airy gems are still there. They then proceed to lead you forwards, and you carry on through more of this forest. You continue to go on through. Can you all do a dexterity check?
Dexterity check, you say?
Is that check or save?
Just a check.
17.
So like I'm giving answers to a test.
Okay. Wow, you're doing so well. Okay. Belgarath and Errol. Well, Errol, because you're flying, I assume, you managed to dodge this fairly easily. Belgarath, you're looking around interestedly, keeping an eye on the path, and suddenly, whoa, catch yourself and jump to the side slightly. Needles, Cass, and Arissa, you are too distracted by everything going on around you. Needles graceful like a boulder, and you guys all get hit as about 3 different trees that are on the edge of the path that you're following have started to move, and they seem to be moving sporadically and at their own will. They have moved across the path, and you knocked into them as you went past, so you all take 2 points of damage from just catching those trees as they go past you.
So Needles' arse did more damage than a tree
Yes.
falling.
God damn.
These are quite thin trees.
Compared to Needles' fat arse.
Of course.
Are most of these trees falling simply because he butt crunches them?
No, they are moving of their own accord, almost through the earth. It looks like they're sort of swimming. You can't see any roots moving. The roots are still beneath the surface of the earth. It seems as though they're sort of gliding across the surface, out of the way.
You don't have any more?
No, I'm good.
Okay, that's good.
Do I know of any moving trees from, like, earlier reference?
Do
Being a good boy.
a nature check.
Then maybe Ross on his bed now.
Oh shit, that's intelligence based. Yeah, just as I expected.
Butt crunches for the win. Good God, I looked back up at the wrong moment. Okay, Errol, you've heard stories that the trees can move whenever they like, but you always assumed it was just ghost stories meant to tell the children not to dig trees up, or else one would come after you in the night. You never took it very seriously until now.
Am I suddenly terrified by all the times I did the stuff that they told me not to do because the trees would catch me?
Make a charisma save.
Yeah, that went about as well as it could. That's lucky 7 in total.
Okay. You are a little worried. This just it brings back memories for you that are strange, and you're not sure how you feel about it.
Let's get out of here fast.
Alright, you guys continue onwards, pushing on through, and you...
Actually, Rose, before we go, Cass will cast Pest Without Trace.
Okay, so that will give everybody else a plus 10
Your stealth.
on your stealth.
Yeah, and I suggest that try not to draw attention to yourself.
Well, in that case, I'll stealth.
Arissa's whole thing is getting attention paid to her.
You can send Arissa in ahead of you to distract everybody.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Arissa, the accidental bait.
But there's a solution to that. Oh, that's only divination magic. Never mind.
Okay, is there anyone else stealth? So Cass will try to stealth, and she rolled a natural 20, so she actually has 35 for stealth.
Okay. Can everybody else who is going to be stealthy, Arissa, you can be stealthy if you like, whilst also being attention filled. I'll see how we work that. Errol, yes, you can stealth beneath her hair. Anyone who wants to do the stealth now, roll for it.
I'm probably not going to bother with stealth.
Yeah, you need to stay 10 feet near Cass if you want to have the plus 10 to it. Wow.
Okay.
Wait, why does Errol have 9 plus 9?
I rolled a 19. My stealth modifier is plus 19. Then passed with a trace gives me plus 10.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the 29 is the bonus.
He is my hair.
Errol gets epic stealth.
Errol is now Arissa's hair.
In all fairness, because he is tiny. Yeah, Arissa now has very shiny hair. Shiny hair.
It's like the Galavespians in the His Dark Material series. If they were regular size, they'd be shit at stealth, but they're about the size of a person's finger, so they're amazing at stealth.
So yeah, they're okay. They're pretty good. Okay. So Arissa and Belgrath, you said you're not going to bother with stealth, yes?
Probably not.
Okay, in which case,
I'm just going to be there like, hi guys.
Hi. Okay.
Arissa's
In which case, well, you guys notice a lot of the trees moving after the ones that a few of you hit or were hit by, depending on your version of the event. You guys notice that more of the trees are moving about with their silvery tinged bark and their multicolored leaves, and the ground is covered. It's not just the sort of lavender coloured earth anymore, where the soil is kicking up dust as you walk. It's now covered in more of those multicoloured leaves in all different colours, almost a rainbow spectrum as you go along. And you see trees standing, and you hear talking in big, deep voices, and you go past a huge glade you sort of step out into, and you can see trees speaking to each other, and you guys have inadvertently walked into almost a circle of trees having a deep conversation. Belgarath and Arissa, you suddenly become very aware that you are not stealthing at all. Everyone else, you manage to sort of stick to the legs of these trees at the very base of where they're all stood, rooted in the earth, and move between them one to the other. Arissa and Belgarath, those who aren't stealthed, you sort of accidentally walked out almost right into the middle, and you hear and you see rustling of leaves and several huge tree faces turning to look at you.
Evening.
Arissa just goes, sorry to interrupt, we were going to have sex.
What?
Belgarath, they respond to you first. A very old-looking, almost weeping willow style, but again silver with sort of blue, dark-tinted leaves, bends down. You hear the creaking of his oak as he bends down towards you. His huge face. His face is as long as your torso, and his mouth is as big as your whole head. And he says very deep and slowly to you, "What, young man? It's not noon yet."
It's not.
Well, I apologise for that. That's on me. I forgot the time of day.
Quite understandable. Quite understandable. And another one turns to you, Arissa. It's a younger one, a more sprightly tree. It's got tints of copper in his leaves, and he leans down and says, "If you are going to have sex, please make sure you don't do it in front of the young ones." And he points a sort of barky branch off, and you see a group of very young sort of bushes and just sprouting trees all sort of sat in a corner having a conversation amongst themselves, and you can hear and they sort of turn to look, and they start laughing.
We won't, I promise.
We weren't. That was not going to. No.
Shut up.
No. Just flat out no.
He's just ashamed because I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't be ashamed of who everyone else is. That shows a deep insecurity for who you are.
Well, you raise a good point there, and that's probably something I'll work out. But for the time being, we really have to be going. So we'll to your conversation. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll just be on our way. Come on, human.
As they go to leave her, you look really shiny and it's good.
Oh, thank you. One of the more female, feminine-looking trees calls over to you, who has sort of lilac-y leaves. Your hair is very shiny too.
Thank you. I don't know whether or not she's realised Errol had hidden it. But considering he stealthed so well, she probably didn't.
No, I'm guessing that she just thinks it's a compliment on her lovely hair.
Thank you. I conditioned it.
Your hair is now giggling.
What? What are you doing?
You could leave now, Belgrath. You want to die. Be so easy. You just run away, leave him behind.
On my own.
Don't pretend like you haven't thought of it.
Needles is sneaking after them, going, "I am like a rock, 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 rolling like a rock."
Rosie, do the trees have anything that looks valuable, or do they just look like trees, or are they protecting anything?
Do a perception check. And Arissa and Belgarath, as you exit the clearing, you hear a sort of splintering of some leaves and branches as sort of like tumbling towards you in a da 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 style forward roll comes Needles, who then does a sort of like belly roll where he does like a log roll towards you. Rock, rock, I'm a rock, rock, do do do, and he like lands at your feet. Rock.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Cass, they don't seem to be guarding anything. They don't seem to have anything on them particularly. They seem to be just very, very tall, very pretty, sparkly trees.
Okay, so they don't have anything interesting.
They don't seem to, no.
There.
No.
Okay, so, who is leading this sort of expedition at the moment?
That is an excellent question.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cass is still sneaking at the back. I don't think she's leading.
Oh yes, Errol the Crown Prince. I forgot that's his new name. I forgot. Your new name is Errol the Crown Prince.
The full name didn't fit, so I shortened it to Crown Prince.
You don't have to try and pull her hair, no, that's fine. You don't have to have a leader, that's fine. You follow the red, sparkly path further on a little ways. And, Cass, could you do me a perception check, please?
Oh. Glad that I have advantage of this. Otherwise it would be there.
14. Okay. Cass, you spot a figure that you think you recognise moving through the trees off to the right. Quite a tall figure. Looks sort of similar to a dragonborn, but just a little different. Very, very handsome face. Polished, dark, reddy black scales, and he's walking in step with you, but just out of eyesight of the others behind some trees. And when you notice him, he makes eye contact, keeps walking, puts a finger to his lips, and beckons you towards him.
Where do I recognize him from?
You recognise him because this is Sajalan, which is the voice of Urfel, who spoke to you
Oh, okay.
several times, and you've only seen him physically once.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, I follow him.
It's a trap! No, I'm kidding.
It doesn't matter. Follow like a good little girl. Yeah.
It's okay, it was a good trap, it was fine. Could everybody else do a perception check, please?
She's also stealthed as well. But yeah.
Ah, yes! They'll have to beat me. What did you get? 48, Cass?
35. Arrow was 48.
Yeah, no, my grand total probably doesn't really help.
God, we are not the most perceptive of people today.
Ursa has a minus.
And plus, Cass was
No,
very
that was
sweet.
not a nat.
Oh, dear.
Now, I got a nat 1. Needles just had a negative modifier to its perception, which is just good.
2 minus 2, of course. That.
Okay. Just double checking something. Okay. Just planning to be mean now.
Are we live? Rosie,
Yeah.
was the intention to keep this entire session offline from Twitch?
Yes, because
Okay.
the last one I did stream, the recording only recorded 30 minutes of it, so I've decided that
Yeah, then.
until
then
such
it's-
time as there's a better laptop, yeah, I'm gonna have to not stream for now.
Yeah, makes sense.
But we shall be soon. Never fear, the millions of viewers who are listening to this in about a day's time when I've uploaded it. Have no fear, we shall be back online soon. It'll be marvellous. Mostly because it won't be my laptop doing it.
I'm already working on prepping my computer now that I have it again.
That's fine. There is no rush. Obviously, we have a couple of sessions left, and then there's most of October, in which we won't have very many, so we've always got the whole of October. So, Kess, having not been noticed, slowly sneaking away and doing the one thing you got mad at everyone else for doing, you can still see the path and your friends, and you and Sir Jalan walk on in step. You're in step, you're just behind the rest of the party, but you can still see where they're going and keep an eye on where that red path is going so you don't get lost. He doesn't look at you again as you walk, he continues to walk in step, and after a little while he says, I trust the mission is going as well as it can be. I heard your first vessel attempt was unsuccessful.
Well, it's a little bit frustrating. There was sort of... Well, recently I've been a little bit different.
Can you say the last bit again? You cut out.
Oh. Well, things are going frustrating, yes. First vessel that we found was not as... I'm not sure if the second one will be better. Because I wonder if the vessel that someone who's magically powerful could be something else, right?
Well, the first thing you tried was physical power and might, and, well, the remnants of that walks but a few feet before us now. Quite frankly, I don't think I could bear to worship Earthfell in a body like that. But magic and mighty power is part of what she is known for. I can quite see her fitting in a vessel that is powered with something like that. I understand you are heading to a school of wizardry to attempt to find their most powerful student, yes?
Yes, that's...
I mean, I cannot think of any other potentials right this moment. I would say it is the best of ideas for now, anyway. I do wish you success and hope you will hurry, but not so much so that you become careless. I'm not here to wish you luck, however, I bring tidings, I bring news.
Sorry, you bring tidings of what exactly?
I bring unfortunate news from Travis.
What happened?
It seems that not long after you left, and I have no way to prove it, but it almost seems in response to our attempt to make, well, your attempt to make a vessel happen. There was a travesty on the border of Boston, where the Whispering Marshes once stood.
I'm missing something here, aren't I?
Tuesday part. Basically.
What did you people do?
Do you see that picture?
I see that picture.
Well, that.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Yeah, the Tuesday party made something go explode, and anyway. I say where... These pictures are getting worse, guys. And yet more and more accurate.
Explosion.
There is nothing left of where the Whispering Marshes once lay. And no survivors.
My God, guys.
I flew around it myself as I got wind of some great magic stirring about. I went to investigate and came across a few of the, well, at the time they were survivors, but not for very long. The blast destroyed almost all of them, and they were taking their final breaths. And with that, I have a message for you.
The Whispering Marshes, what happened there?
I am not sure. From what I can tell, an item of rare and great magic was placed there, detonated, and exploded, destroying the entire region and everyone in it.
Rosie, out of character, is that the homeland of my character?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Everyone was destroyed. Wait, you have a message for me?
Yes, I have a message for you. It is not long, but it is from your mother. Of course, I understand this may be difficult for you, and if you do not wish to hear it, I can remain silent. If you wish me to come back another time, I can do, but I felt it only right to inform you that I have her final words for you, should you wish to hear them.
No, just say it.
She said, once I told her who I was, she asked if I would pass along to you her last words, which were these: please do not disappoint us.
Right. So like her. It's not as if I haven't already disappointed.
Well, if I were to be the judge, I would say you have been one of the least disappointing of all who have served our fell with me, but I am a little biased. I did not know you as a child, of course. I hear they can be most dreadful. I am, alas, not very good at sympathies. And for the first time, he looks a little awkward My expertise is more carnal than that. Can I do anything for you?
Well, I don't need any. I've always been a disappointment for my mother. Well, I suppose the only one I haven't disappointed yet is Earfell, right? You said I haven't disappointed Earfell, so I'm not going to fail Earfell, and I'm sure if we complete this mission, we can stop things like that from happening, right?
I get the feeling that it may have come from a group who is very against everything we stand for and everything Earfell is. So by bringing her back to us, I'm sure we can equal the world once more and get everyone on the same page, yes.
Right, yes, we will destroy that group, murder every member of it.
The DM loves you very much, Cass. You're doing everything I want. So,
Are we gonna have,
I can imagine that.
are we gonna end up having to fight the Tuesday group?
That could be a problem.
Just don't fight.
Because, well, I mean, the main problem I can see is one of numbers, because they've got a lot more than we do.
they do have a lot more than you do. They've got like one more person.
And
Really? Oh, okay. I thought their group was bigger.
completely out of game, but the fact that, you know, there's an Eris in this group helps with protecting this group from at least Varric.
So,
Right, yeah, okay.
sorry, Jess.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we will destroy that group, but recently I've not been feeling quite the same as before. So sometimes my thoughts they just, I expect them to go one way, but then they don't go to the solution that I really want.
Oh, you did seem a little more pleasant than usual, which, quite honestly, I don't appreciate. Would you take those rather strange contraptions off your face so I might have a better look at you?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Okay. He sort of very slowly and pointedly puts one hand either side of your temple and looks really deep in your eyes, and his eyes are really black and really red. Like, the whites of his eyes, where the whites of a human eye would be, they are black, and the rest of his eyes completely red and shiny. And as you look into it, you can see fire and flame. And no, it's not lovingly. Stop shipping things. Just because he's a
Everyone needs a
succubus doesn't mean it's
princess in
all
their life.
lovey-dovey. And
Some people here have other priorities, like to be an edgy, evil dragonborn.
yeah, and to serve that goddess. God. Okay. Okay. His eyes sort of turn to fire and he looks at you closely, and you can sort of almost feel him staring you down from the inside, and he nods. I see. I'm sure we can fix that. And you hear him start to sort of mutter under his breath, and he's mumbling a prayer to Earfell, and he repeats it over and over, and you see a sort of grey-red mist rise up from the side of your face. It's coming from his hands, and it slowly engulfs both of your faces and spreads, and it disappears, and you feel a pulse go through his hands, through the middle of your head, and it gets hot suddenly, real hot, but you don't find it painful. It's hot like fire, and if you could see in a mirror, you have two very small sort of red rings around the side of your temples, but they probably hidden by scales or hair or whatever you've got there, but if you could look closely, you'd see them. And Kess, your alignment shift is now back to normal.
Oh, yay! So she suddenly feels better now, and right now she's not just feeling righteous anger, but she's also feeling like, oh yeah, she will definitely got these other people who destroyed her homeland. Yeah, torture them before she kills them. Right, this feels a lot more like her.
It definitely does. Okay. So Jalin puts his hands down. He is weakened by this, and he sort of breathes heavily for a moment. I must leave you for a moment. I shall return to my prayers and searching and hunting for any sign of Earthfell herself. We shall speak again. And without even saying goodbye, he just vanishes.
Yeah. Well, Cass is feeling a lot happier now that she's back her original alignment.
How ironic that you choose the word happy for that.
Well, evil people can be happy as well. It's allowed.
Give me 1 sec, I'm just going to unlock the door. And Cass, you can rejoin the party if you would like.
Yeah, so she does go back to the party.
Okay, so Cass goes back, you get onto the path again. Nobody notices you return, just as nobody notices you leave. They are currently singing a happy little sneaking song and a marching song, which are both out of tune.
Must be very sneaky. Okay, so I guess we keep going in the forest, right?
Yeah, you can keep going. If you wanted to do or say anything with anybody else, you can do. If not, you can just keep pressing forwards. Yep, Arissa's hair is very comfy.
Can I have tied like a little bit of hair and hammock real careful?
Sure. Arissa, you now have a hammock in your hair, and Needles is walking along holding a small branch in front of his face.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to make you roll a perception check for this because you will all hear it. You hear a roaring noise, which I'm not going to do because I won't do it justice. You hear it's deep, it's rumbling, and it's a huge roar that rings out all around you and makes the ground beneath your feet shake and tremor a little bit, and even the little red gems that you've been following along this path do sort of shudder in the air.
I close the curtains that is Arissa's hair. Just sit there hidden.
Okay, you guys see storming right towards you, towering all as those of you who haven't seen one before would have heard, a silver dragon.
An actual dragon?
Yep.
Ooh.
Right, Kes, this is all you.
Is Pass Without a Trace still working, or?
It's working, but it's rolled particularly high and smelled you, and is now coming right towards you, and seems very aware of your presence.
I do speak Draconic, just throwing that out there.
Okay. Currently it's roaring. It doesn't seem to be particular words, just seems to be angry roaring at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not speaking.
He's just going, you guys.
You guys?
Yes,
No.
So you have an angry, rather large silver dragon storming right towards you. What would you like to do?
Oh my god, a dragon. I'm gonna wave. Hello!
I'd like to stay hidden.
In her hair, that is fine.
Yep.
Okay, and did the dragon also notice Cass, or just the rest?
It has noticed everybody.
Shit. So that
Okay.
means its perception is higher than 48. Fuck.
It's not so much that, it's more a couple of things that it's been sensing as you got closer to it. You've sort of wandered into its den, which is where the red path has led you.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. So Cass will try to use a suggestion then.
Okay.
I'm not sure how effective that will be. But she gives it a try at least.
Okay. Suggestion, is that a save for my part, or is it just you rolling? I haven't got my spell book in front of me.
Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, what's the DC?
The DC for Cass. Oh, wait 1 moment. I'll have it in. Because it changed recently, but it's like...
Is it less than a 34?
A 34? It's less than a 34.
Okay, well then it probably hasn't worked.
Oh, she tried.
You tried, Kiss. Alright,
Sure.
everyone, roll me initiative, please.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Wait, are we gonna have to fight a dragon now?
It is called Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I can't put you there.
that is logic.
In fairness, we did pick the red path.
16.
We could have chosen the way out, but we chose this one.
You picked your path, man. You picked your path.
Right, I need to actually open the rule book now. Barbarians actually have rules.
What is that?
It's actually pretty good. Dear God, no. No, checking out. It's
And 10 for Onyx.
Ah, yes. Do you tell me which one is Onyx?
Onyx is the panther.
Yeah, I meant, sorry, you've already typed it. I meant,
really should
when you type out, make sure I've got who is going who. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Needles dropping his bush, walking in front of Marissa and roaring back. I'm just going to say that is ineffective. oddballs, what was your initiative? Oh, 13.
13.
That's right, I've got you. Yes.
Wait, barbarians have advantage on dex?
Trap sense. Danger sense.
Oh shit, nice.
Which I could have used earlier, but didn't notice that I actually had.
And okay, somewhere nicely in the middle. Okay, so Ariel, you are up first. I'm gonna punch you in the face. That's amazing. Jack is just like, no. So, Ariel, you're up first. You have a massive silver dragon sort of rampaging towards you, roaring. What would you like to do?
So that silver dragon is massive compared to party, right?
Compared to you especially, yes.
So to me it's gargantuan, basically.
I was gonna say, have you seen a dragon before?
It's not specifically in my background, so I
Then I
assume...
would say probably not.
In which case, there's only one sensible thing. Is there a tree nearby with like a hole in it where I can hide?
You could do a perception check.
Okay. That's 25 on perception.
Okay. You can't really see any holes in the trees, but you can see quite a tall tree that's got a lot of leaves up the top that you can sort of hide in between.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
So then my stealth would... Then I roll a new stealth, I assume?
Yes.
And is that plus the possible trace still, or is that...
Cass, are you still doing Pass Without a Trace, or have you dropped that?
If I cast another spell, do I? Because I tried to cast Suggestion, so that would probably...
Okay, then no.
Okay, in that case it's not that good, it's only 39. But that is a nat 20.
You'll be fine for now.
It is a nat 20 on stealth as well.
Okay. Ariel disappears. Arissa, you are next. You have a very large silver dragon roaring, running towards you. What would you like to do?
I would like to try and persuade it to be friends.
Okay.
Why
I feel like the DC on this is probably going to be
friends? Why can't we?
If you sing a song,
May I roll?
if you actually sing a song, I will give you advantage.
Oh, okay.
Sing a song, yes, a dragon song, so that we can all be friends.
I used to wonder what friendship could be. Do you want to match with me? Get off my dice. Can't be confident. Is that good enough?
Needles wants to punch it. Arissa wants to pet it.
No, I want to make friends with it.
Okay. So
Why can't we be friends?
this is your song, right?
I don't know.
Did you not hear the first two?
What's the first
I was
one?
enjoying all of them. I thought they were like practices.
Well, the first one
Final
was Sing a
version.
Song, Yes, a Dragon Song.
I don't know that one.
That's from Shrek. Never mind, doesn't matter.
Shrek the musical.
Shrek the musical is the best thing in the world.
Yeah, see? Rosie's with me.
Did
I don't give a
you
shit
not
what
know?
Rosie thinks.
There goes the advantage again.
Yeah, I know, right? She had the advantage, she had it, and you again.
We're going to see Avenue Q.
Yay!
That's good as well.
Avenue Q.
But I'm going to
so
get the
good.
Shrek the musical DVD for Christmas, and you're going to watch it.
No.
Yes,
That's
not
amazing.
negotiable.
So, Arissa, which spell are you using, or are you literally just singing?
I'm just using persuasion.
Okay, roll the persuasion for me, please. I will let you have advantage because you did sing. Even if
Okay.
you didn't sing Shrek, but I will forgive you.
16. That's better. 27 total.
Okay. I'm going to say that you will have definitely got advantage, and I will say that Enna will probably have joined in with you on that, which will give the dragon disadvantage. Well, okay. It's enough to make the dragon pause. He doesn't screech to a halt and start listening to you, but he does take pause and listen and get a little confused. Like he wasn't expecting this to happen. And he sort of comes and is running and sort of stops, but is still looking really angry. But confused and angry now. Belgarath, what would you like to do?
Right, okay. Is the dragon still in the process of charging at us?
He's not charging, but he doesn't look as if he's stopped attacking.
Okay, well, I'm just going to quickly just try and say, look, can we talk about this in Draconic?
Okay, do a persuasion.
Okay, this could be quite... Come on.
Did you say this in Draconic?
Oh my god!
Natural one.
You did not say this in Draconic. The dragon doesn't understand.
Wait, no, that was undercommon. My bad. Do over. Switching out to a different.
Belgarath, remind me what other languages you speak.
I speak Common, Elven, Draconic, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
Okay. Belgarath, you get very mixed up and confused and start shouting at it in Sylvan, which Errol understands. Like, look, can't we just talk about this?
In Draconic.
And
Which, by a stunning coincidence, is Draconic, which is also the Draconic for go and have sex with a pig.
Someone's been listening to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy recently.
And you're now convinced it of that. You're now convinced it to go have sex with a pig.
Unfortunately, the dragon does not understand Sylvan, and so does a sort of miniature roar back at you, Belgarath, like a and like someone
So it coughs at me, basically.
Basically, like, it sort of, like, coughs up like someone who's just smoked a really smelly cigar and, like, coughs out the, like, tar at you. You get, like, a face full of, like, draconic spit and ash.
Oh, lovely.
And, like, a face full of, like, dust. And, like, you've now got soot all over your face.
Right, well, okay, well, that dragon's getting roasted in next turn, then.
Oh yes, this whole dragon.
Right.
I'm sure they're not
Whole
resistant
dragon.
to fire.
This
Actually,
one
what kind of
isn't.
dragon is it? Can I tell, Rosie?
Oh, you can do a
Didn't you already mention that it's silver?
either do a history or a nature check, whichever you're better at.
Which one, nature or what?
Nature or history, whichever you're better at.
Well, you know they both use intelligence, so I'm exactly the same amount at both of them.
Well, then
It doesn't
whichever
matter.
one
Just
you
pick.
want. You might have put extra into one of them as your.
Okay, I got a 19 in, let's say, nature.
Okie dokie. Okay, and you are trying to remember what about this dragon?
Just what kind of dragon it is, because I have a draconic bloodline, so I might know.
No, it's fine. Well, it's silver coloured, and you recognise that it will be a silver dragon. You know that
Right.
when they are fully grown, they have a ridiculous amount of powers, including breath that can paralyze. They can instill fear within people, as well as that biting, clawing, whipping you with their tails. They can change shape. They can appear as human, and many, many, many different things when they are completely full grown. When they are small babies, and they are still absolutely terrifying, but this one is definitely not a baby. However, you can tell that it is also not completely fully grown yet. It's probably adolescent,
Okay.
which is
That helps.
potentially better.
I mean, I'm pretty sure in the rule book that silver dragons are ice dragons, which is what I was actually asking there.
Ah, well then, be more specific.
He asked
I
what
I said what kind of dragon it is. What else could I mean by
What kind
that?
of dragon? Silver dragon. That's what it says in my book. It says silver dragon. Lawful good. That is what it says.
Okay.
But you do know it has cold breath and paralyzing, and it can bite, claw, whip its tail around.
Right. Okay.
you.
It's got cold breath, so it's a frost type dragon. That's all I needed to know.
It's not a Pokemon, but yes, sure. If that's how you want to think about it, then sure.
It's not a blue-eyed dragon.
No, it's not
That's
like,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
blue and covered in
noob.
icicles or anything. It's not Janus the White Witch the Dragon.
Hey, look, my dragon ancestry is red dragon. That gives me proficiency with fire. So red dragons are fire type dragons. So that's what I was asking: is what kind of affinity do silver type
I
dragons
think
have?
we got that now. We got it.
That's fine. That's
okay.
fine. So you understand that about the dragon now. Cass, it is your turn.
Woohoo! Okay. So Cass will take out the mirror, and you know that mirror that we got, like some special magical artifact thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she will take out that mirror, and then basically try to persuade the dragon. So okay, I will just say it in character. Right. So we are on an important mission to save this land from horrible forces that wants to destroy everything. Let us pass, and we have some treasures we can trade you. Should I roll persuasion?
Do a persuasion check with advantage.
Yes. Okay.
Sure, you can throw a Pokeball at it.
I didn't roll well. I rolled badly.
Okay.
No, Cass, you have to weaken it first.
I still point the mirror at the dragon, so if it's charging at Cass, it will be looking at the mirror first.
Oh shit, it will be terrified seeing its own face.
No, this is a magic mirror. We don't know what it does, but it can't be anything good. So.
Well, it didn't do anything bad when I pushed Calosia in it, except for it angered Calosia.
Oh, we can push the dragon in it!
You will remember that you have to turn the mirror on first, and you haven't worked out how to do that.
In any case,
In
Cass
any case,
is pointing the mirror at the dragon, try to persuade it in Draconic, but...
in Draconic is extra good. The dragon will speak back to you in Draconic, and it will say, "I'll want better treasure than that. Niels, I choose you!" So yeah, Cass, the dragon has responded and said it would like better treasure than that you were offering it right now.
Okay. Can I reply back and say we have better treasure?
Bear with one sec. sorry. The dog was getting overexcited and being a very good guard dog, weren't you? But you don't need to guard because he lives here. Right, there we go. Sorry. Would you like to pull out anything else to offer it, Kez? It can have a look at it on your next go.
The only other thing I have... Oh, I have 8 expensive gems.
No.
Okay.
The black book.
Fuck's sake. God damn it.
Oh, but I like the book.
You do like the book.
I don't think it would like the book. Okay, I can try to chuck in the gems as well.
Okay. The dragon is now considering. Needles, it's your turn.
So Needles does what Needles does best.
Is Needles going to attack dragon?
Needles, smash!
Needles flies into a rage and
Yeah.
goes and attacks.
Ah! Don't ruin it, Needles. He's not with us. We don't know him. He just wandered into the group.
Everyone was speaking in languages that he doesn't understand.
Speaking in
I will
tongues!
kick you. I don't know where I'm kicking.
Osiris.
So that was a 24 and an 18 for those 2 attacks.
Stop.
A 24 and a what?
18.
No.
24 and an 18. Let me just double check over here.
Both of them miss.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Okay. Actually, 24 and an 18 was that?
Yep.
And yet they will both hit.
Oh, I'm shooting. Time.
Oh, yes.
What? They both hit?
They both
Yep.
Ooh.
Hey!
Right, so...
This is the perfect time for Cypher to show up and just save the day.
Don't give him ideas.
But this dragon is about to murder us.
Hasn't been that bad for me as far as I'm concerned. I'm completely fucked up talking to the dragon, just got spat at. I mean, that's unpleasant, but it's not really... It's not really that terrible.
No, give it half a turn because now it's getting angry. Like before it was a minor annoyance. Now we have an angry dragon at our hands that probably doesn't like to be punched. Unless, in a sadistic turn of events, this one is a masochist.
You never know.
Where's the damage table?
I still wouldn't recommend it.
Scroll up. Plus an additional 3 for attack. There we go. So that's 24 damage.
24 total.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
He actually used his club that time rather than his fists, but...
Okay, alright, the dragon takes the hits and roars again and is not looking very amused. Okay, it is now the dragon's turn, so he is going to go for you, Needles. Being 1 closest and 2 the most annoying to him. Ah! Oh, that rolled off the table, so I will do that again. Oh. Okay. Needles does a 17 hit you.
Yep.
Okie dokie. I'll roll them both at once. Does a 14 hit you?
Yep.
Ooh, Needles. Oh, I need some better AC, boy. Okay. So you get the multi-attack. It is going to go for a claw and a bite. So the bite was the first one. So that does 14 points of biting damage.
Okay, so he'll have that to 7.
Yep, and the claws are 17 points of damage from the claw strike as well.
So that's 7 plus... That was what, 17 on the claws, right?
Yes.
Divided by 2. Round up to 9, so all up he took 16 damage. Alrighty.
You also. Oh, yeah.
Okay, up next we have Onyx.